What is good, y'all? SUG gang. It's your boy SmooveGotGame back with another Detroit Tigers rebuild video, man. And hopefully you guys are enjoying the series. Make sure you guys, as always, if you are, leave a like on the video. Really helps it share out to more people. And if you are brand new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe if you're enjoying the series and want more content like this. I will keep it coming, of course, and we'll spread it out to a couple more games. But if you guys aren't familiar with the channel, make sure you guys go back and watch some old videos. But here today, we're going to focus in on getting this team a little bit of ways through April, getting a little bit better, getting a couple more scouting pieces of information, and already starting off the year pretty good at a 2-1 record and trying to keep that going. Last year, I mean, it's going to be pretty tough to beat last year's start. I think we won either, what was it, 16 or 17 straight series. So that would be pretty tough for us to kind of duplicate. Now here already, we lose game 1 against Washington, who looks like a pretty good team this year. Morris Jones with the 0 for day, only 5 hits total as a team, so a lot of 0-fers going around. Error from Spencer Torkelson, hopefully it doesn't happen too often at first base. And Matt Manning giving up 4 earned runs in 5 1/3 innings of worse, so not a very good game for him as well. But we're going to be looking into Jackson Jobe's major league debut here today. We definitely want to go ahead and see what he's got, see if he can stack up and join this rotation full-time and permanently. As you can see here, here's the top 10 list of the 10 players that they said we had in the top 100. Drew Jones, Morris Jones, Jason Shealy, Leo Franco, Jackson Jobe, Danny Dietz, Luis Hiago, Rafael Rivera, Steve Chavez, and Wilmer Flores. So a couple guys that are single A. A lot of these guys we drafted ourselves, some we traded for. I think Jackson Jobe was really the only one that was already originally on this team when we got it. So we've made a lot of moves to get ourselves in good position to have either good future trade bait or good guys that can come up to the roster. So very interested to see what those guys are looking at. Out of that list of 10, who is your favorite person that you can't wait to see either come up to the major league level or produce? Or if there's somebody that you think could immediately just go because we have enough people in that position, let it be known in the comment section as well, as we're not going to shy away from his first major league strikeout. 4-seamer getting right past him there for the first out of the ball game, getting his first strikeout out the way early to hopefully calm the nerves down. Follows it right back up with the 2-pitch ground out of Gonzalez. And we go to batter number 3, Herbert Reese, with a 1-1 count here. He'll take a 4-seamer off the plate, pop this one shallow though, high in the air, right to our right fielder. So a nice clean inning, 1, 2, 3, all the way down. Still yet to give up his first hit of his major league career. We're going to keep that going with another quick fly ball out there. Jackson Jobe will be somebody that I keep my eyes on. Of course, I want him to have a better year than Joey Wentz did when we tried to put him in the rotation. He's better by 2 overall points. He has better stuff, better control, probably about the same amount of velo. But I definitely want to see if he's going to be able to have like a Casey Mize, Matt Manning type of start to his career up here at the major league level as far as getting early success. I'm not expecting him to come in and have a 3 ERA by any means, but if he can give me low 4s, anything sub 4.3, I think would be a successful first year. Of course, if he gives me a 3, you know, you're talking about rookie of the year possibilities there, I would believe, if he's able to go ahead and pitch that good. But I just want to be a good, strong number 5, still see positive development, and still have a good time here at the major league level. Now, we see his first ever base runner get on, so how will he respond with Doug Rangel up next? Watching that curve off the side of the plate, setting him up for another good swing through and miss at the 4-seamer. Great work there to go ahead and get strikeout number 2 of the game. As we're going to go to the bottom of the 3rd, now 1 out here. At this point, we are up 1-0. As finally the offense wakes up a little bit, gets into a full count here against Brady House. Not able to get him to take it upstairs, so we got another base runner for CJ Abrams. And he gets into a full count as well. So pitch count is really starting to get up there a little bit now, as 2 back-to-back full count walks will not help out with getting that pitch count lower. Evened up 2-2 here. Fly ball going deep out in the center field. Not deep enough though, thankfully, or at least not enough speed to try to move up. So we have our first run scoring opportunity here for Jackson Jobe. 3 hitters set to come up now with Ruiz, as he watches that first fastball in on the hands. Swings over the slider. Is he going to be able to get out of this run scoring opportunity with a blank check here? He will. Popped up. He'll go ahead and range back and take it himself. And just like that, runners were at first and second, 1 out, and we were able to get through it with no problems. So we'll go ahead and jump ahead, as he had a pretty clean and seamless 4th and 5th inning. Nobody really getting on. The stuff was looking good all game. He was hitting his spots, hitting his corners. And here late, as with all pitchers, you know, pitch count starts to get high. So you start to wonder what's going to go on with that control. Gets a man on here, and then a deep fly ball out at the warning track that is gloved in. And thankfully, we're able to go ahead and get the first out of the inning. But we still have a run scoring opportunity for them. And that's a wild pitch that'll get away. Runner's going to go ahead and move up in the second base. No throw. As Garcia now will have an evened up count with a runner at second base, 1 out. And watches that four-seamer in on the hands. Go ahead and sit back down. Hopefully you warm up after all that heat finally registers into your body as we froze him. And then next up is Fernando Rosario. 1-2. Swings and misses over top of the slider. Great way to get out of that inning of work. Still with a 2-0 lead now as the offense is working up a little bit more. Make it 3-0 as we go bottom of the 7th. And we still have him out there. Trying to see how deep into this ball game he can go. He's 84 pitches into it through 6 innings. We're looking to see what he could possibly do here as he swings and fouls that one off. But now it's a quick 0-2 count, looking for another strikeout here. Gets him to check his swing, but that'll be a call, strike 3 anyway. Great four-seam work there. And it's not like his stuff is, blinding or blazing, but it's enough to freeze. It breaks enough on the curveball and sliders to get people to swing and miss. I think he has good strikeout stuff. Not a great strikeout pitcher. Probably won't be like 9s, but in terms of his strikeout per 9, but definitely will be a pretty solid pitcher. Not a pitch to contact at all. But with a 3-1 count here, we get a nice ground ball over to third base. Scope is going to go to second for 1, over to first base for 2. Great double play to end the inning, and that's 7 innings of shutout ball. We're going to bring him out for the 8th with 1, 2, and 3. Back up again. And CJ Abrams takes the first pitch that he sees out into right field for a base hit. So not able to go in and close it. But with a great chance to get maybe a double play ball here. We're almost nearing in 100 pitches. So he's getting really tired. And this will go right back to him. He's going to stop it short. Try to go to second base for the double play. Not going to be in time. Maybe he should have went to first for 1. He tried to get the double play. Just was a little too slow in the reaction time there. And there comes out our skipper, man. He's going to go ahead and get him out of the ballgame. He's seen enough. Want to get him out before the innings start to get rough here. 7 strong of shutout ball. Nothing to be mad about at all in a major league debut. I think he played great. We'll walk out of here without giving up an earned run, at least so far. I can't remember how many strikeouts. It was either like 5 or 6. But we're going to go ahead and turn to Andrew Chafin, who we brought in and was a free agent last season. Had a great spring. Last year got a 2.97 ERA, a 1.16 whip. We're looking to go ahead and get another hold here today as we try to hold this lead. And the first thing he's going to come in and face is Ruiz as he goes ahead and tries to get him in early here with the slider. Now, this is somebody that I brought in just to have a lefty in our bullpen that wasn't just a long reliever that we could kind of rely to maybe get a couple of good outs for us. But here, first batter he faces is a base hit that gets into the outfield. Runner's going to stay at second base, but it will be an RBI there, so no shutout. In this 7 innings of work, he will be charged that earned run since he left with that runner on, which I think is kind of bad. I mean, I guess, yeah, he's responsible for it, but unless it's like at third, I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Y'all can let me know. But great strikeout there, and Clemens is going to go ahead and get this one so the run doesn't come around to score. Not going to have time for the play. But that's still great work of speed to not let that get in the outfield. If that gets in the outfield, that is definitely a run coming across. And then there goes out number 2 in the inning. That's Rosario watching the four-seamer again, having to go sit down and cool off as that was just too much heat. Now we have Doug coming up with a 3-1 hitters count here. Gets a four-seamer to hit, and he will take this one deep out. Jones will go ahead and settle underneath it, though. Not even close to the warning track, as we will only get out of this giving up 1 run there. And we did make the lead 4-1, so we're going to go to Alex Lange in the 9th. To go ahead and set up for a save situation. This will be just his 2nd of the season already. And the first batter he has to face is TJ White, who is 1 for 3 on the day, and he's going to go ahead and give up a base hit that'll get down in front of Jones. Runner's not going to try to advance on that. That's not enough speed. And a leadoff base runner is in. Not what you want to see when you want to get a closeout situation here. Lange is not looking as clutch, at least to start the year. Maybe a bad start is what he needs. Because every year he has a great start and then finishes bad. Maybe if he starts bad, he'll finish great. Who knows? Maybe it's just reverse psychology. But a nice little pop out there as Jones uses the speed to come in and glove it. And we got CJ Abrams coming up now with 1 out. Takes the first pitch he sees over to Scope, who dives a little bit too early. I think if he just plays that on his feet, he's able to at least get it. I don't understand the slide there. I do not think that was necessary at all. At least just dive out in the direction of the ball. I don't know what that was about. But because of that, Luis Gonzalez will come in with runners at first and second. Ground one over to Torres, who goes to Clemens for 1. Not going to be enough time to go ahead and back to first base. And the inning will continue with now the tying run at the plate being Ruiz. We've got to go ahead and get out of this inning before it starts to get too bad. Watches the knuckle curve. Takes the second when he sees over the Scope, who will glove this one and make a nice, easy throw over to first base. And your Detroit Tigers get the victory here, baby. 4-1 win. Great work all around Jackson Jobe. Fantastic start. Really love the stuff that he came in with. Bullpen, great. We of course love to get out of this with it's like a team shutout here, but we did good. You know, Jackson Jobe 7 innings, 5 hits, 5 Ks, 3 walks. Ends up getting player of the game and the dub. got to Steven Strasburg there early as an offense. Looks like everybody but Keith Clemens had a hit here today. With 11 as a team, Jones and Baddoo leading off the top of the order with both multi-hit games. So maybe Jones' average starting to rise up a little bit. A lot of extra base hits. You see all these doubles? Green with his first, Torres with his first, Jones with his first, Torkelson with his first, Akil Baddoo and Jonathan Scope with their seconds. And then after Jackson Jobe did his innings of work, Chafin came in, 2 strikeouts, 2 hits, Lange 2 hits as well, but we were able to go ahead and get out of it. If we look at the pitch spread here, you can see there's some over the middle of the plate, but a lot of these are being taken and around the edges. A 66% strike percentage. I would love for in total it to be 70 or higher, but I get it. You know, a lot of his stuff was kind of off the plate. The changeups, the 2-seamers were all over the place, very low on those strike percentages, but the sliders was looking good. The curveballs were looking fantastic. 4-seamers were doing their job. I gotta say, all in all, we just keep him out of the middle of the zone just a little bit more, and I think he's ready to be up here. I think we made the right decisions on holding him back as long as we did. I think he's going to be able to make a splash play up here. Now we get back into the lineup. We ended up winning the next day, but lose the first 2 against Seattle. Here we had 12 hits as a team and only 2 runs. So that just shows Cesar Hernandez with a 3-hit day there too as well, that we were unable to make anything happen as the bats just were cold. We got to get guys on, but get them around. And then the very next day, we only get 5 hits as a team, but also give up 12 earned runs. I want to see who's responsible for this. We could always get more offense, but 12 earned runs is not it. Casey Moss, 6 innings, 3 earned. Garrett Hill, 3 earned runs. Tyler Alexander, 3 earned runs. Anderson Espinoza, 3 earned runs. And that is about all I can take from the bullpen. Like, there's no reason they should be giving up that much, so I'm making a move early. Garrett Hill's being sent down. He's got a 42 ERA and has barely got any outs, so I'm sending him down, and I'm bringing up Ronnie Garcia, who can also play in long inning relief work if I need him to. I just felt like it was time. We are trying to still keep our playoff hopes alive, you know, still keep being one of the top teams in the AL after trying to show like last year was not just a fluke, but we can't do that. The bullpen's going to be giving up that many earned runs, and then, you know, we take away all those earned runs and we get some offense, we probably get a dub. But that is neither here nor there. As we go ahead and focus in now, it's a new day, new series against Kansas City. We don't get to play our rivals that much or see our rivals that much. You know, as last year, pretty much all of them were not in playoff contention for most of the season. We were just dominating. This year around, I want to focus in on playing more in the division because, as you can see, the standings are tight. They're in 3rd. We're in 4th, I think, right now at our 4-5 record. So we got to show that we can beat these guys. And the best way I thought to do it and get through this series quickly would be a couple of player locks. Here we're going on with Morris Jones, young rookie, trying to go off for Rookie of the Year too, as well as he gets a slider upstairs going deep back into the outfield. That'll be gloved in. If he were a power guy, that might have been out of the park. But here, top of the 9th, showing a little leather a little bit. I think I've been very impressed with his defense. Speed is there to range around all sides of the outfield. Arm is, so-so, about what I would expect probably from a center fielder. He's not supposed to be my strongest arm guy, but he's got an arm on him. And then we go to the bottom half, and we get a solo home run to walk this one off here. Great innings of work by the team. We only gave up 2 earned runs, and the offense still needs to come alive a little bit more. Maybe some fixes to the batting order can do that, but you see Jonathan Scope 2 for 4 with that solo home run to go ahead and end off the game for us with a nice walk-off. But we only scored on solo home runs. Keith Clemens, Gleyber Torres as well, also hitting homers. Jackson Jobe, another great start. 7 innings, 2 earned, 8 Ks. He is really showing that he belongs up here. And then Garcia in one of his first starts up here, 1 inning, 2 strikeouts. And he did fantastic. That's what I want to see. If we put Hill in that situation, we probably give up 5 earned runs and lose the game. But we take game 1 here in Detroit against the Kansas City Royals. And we'll go ahead and jump into game 2 with somebody that's been pretty cold. Javi Baez, .8083 this season. I've been having him split reps with Keith Clemens, but if he keeps performing like this, he'll find himself on the bench. And I know you guys didn't want me to trade him, but if he keep performing like this, I'm paying, what is he at, $23 million? I'm paying $23 million for 2 more seasons of somebody's going to hit .83 and might be down at AAA in a second. I just can't do it. Maybe he'll have a better time on another team and I can get something back for him while I can, but .077 after that pop out, 2 outs here, bases loaded, gets a nice 4-seamer, hits off the glove though, so he might have enough time to make it over there. If he can beat him out, and he will. Nice RBI base hit, increase the lead to 4-0. So at least he finally gets a hit there, because that will be scored a base hit. We turn it over to the top of the lineup, and Morris Jones showing the clutch hitting there, gets it down the line. That'll be 2 more as they throw it to the plate, not in time. It is a 6-0 ball game here as Asa Lacy did not have it. They already go to the bullpen here to bring in Daniel Lynch, who goes there, gets 1 pitch, 1 out, and we're able to go ahead and end that. But we have a huge lead here for now. We just got to focus on Baez, and I think the move will be to move him to the bench at least maybe let Keith Clemens play, because Keith Clemens' average is actually looking pretty good. The spring was just kind of like, I guess, like a bad sample size. He's playing better now, and I think I might go ahead and let him take that roll over. Now, as you can see here, we had a pop out that ended up resulting in nothing, but we go top of the ninth. I go back to full game style here to finish this one off. As I see Tariq Skubal has a chance to get a complete game victory here. Not a shutout, but at least complete the victory here, go all 9 innings. And it's not looking too good as Andrew McCutcheon, who's now on the Royals, gets a base hit into the outfield to start things up. Now they have to score 5 here to even tie this game up. So I'm not as scared pitching with him. I do have the bullpen up just in case it gets nasty. But that's a nice little pop out there to Torkelson. Next up is Michael Massey. 1 out, runner at first. He'll watch that slider go away. We're trying to get him to swing and miss here. Watches the slider once again off the plate. Gets called strike 3, and he's going to have to go sit down. Froze him. And down to their final strike is Nate Eaton. Got lucky with no call there. I don't know how you don't swing at that with 2 strikeouts or 2 strikes. I would have. But instead he gets a 4-seamer on the hands. Pops this one up to Jones, who barely has to move. And that is a 2-0 series lead as Tariq Skubal gets the complete game victory. 9 innings, 1 earned run here today. And he looked fantastic. I was so proud of the offense for actually putting up those early runs. But, I mean, we didn't score since the 3rd inning. I think we might have only scored in that 3rd inning. I think all 6 runs came from that inning. Oh, no, we got 2 early in the 1st and then 4 in the 3rd. They didn't score since. But Tariq Skubal, great work. Only 2 Ks. So 2 walks, 2 Ks, 5 hits. Pretty concerning that he's not getting the strikeouts. But I love that no home runs in this game. Just complete getting guys on and around. Love the RBI totals here coming in. The scope is at 5. Haas is at 4. Jones as a leadoff hitter at 5. I got to say that this team is starting to look a little bit better. All it takes is one good series, get your confidence up, and then turn the season around. So I wanted to go ahead and go into last year. Team almost MVP with Akil Baddoo batting 194 this season, not looking like the same form that he was last year. That is a liner that gets into the outfield. And this would be a base hit if the rookie Jones didn't make the mistake of trying to go back. He thought it was going to be caught. Bad read there. You got to watch a third base coach. And because of that, it's a fielder's choice technically, so we're not going to be a hit. But at least we got a man on and a chance to score some runs here with only 1 out. CJ Crone, 0-2. A swing and miss. Still a great chance to score, though. Jonathan, if he can be clutch and have a little 2-out hit here, this will go on the ground to first base, who will take it himself. So Akil Baddoo, we got to see him turn things around, man. He's 0 for 2 here today. Average well below 200. I need him to get back into 300 fashion, or else we're going to have to really try to change up this lineup a little bit. See if we can find a reason on why he's not hitting so well and where he needs to be. Because if he's going to hit like this, I might have to move Riley Green up here if Riley Green continues to hit good and let him hit in the lower part of the order. Still nothing but a runner in scoring position here. This is going to be a throw down to third base. Not in time. Great steal there. I think it's Keith Clemens actually on base too, getting that steal over to third. And now with us with a 2-0 lead, this will be a fly ball that's just barely caught. I thought that might have been a great RBI chance to increase our lead. Not able to do it, though. Top 8 here, 1 out. Chafin is in. Base is juiced. And we'll have to come in and make a throw on this one. Akil Baddoo's going to glove it, throw into third base, and make the runner go back. Just to make sure we keep him at third, because he did not have the arm to get it to home base. We're not even going to test that one. That is not Bo Jackson out there, so we're not going to make that throw. But we do come into this thing in the top of the ninth. Alex Lange goes in and gets the first strikeout here. We're up 2-1. I was debating it, but I decided to go ahead and let him finish it out. Gets the next one to ground out and line out. We come away with a series sweep against Kansas City. This will help out with the standings, putting us back in 3rd place, as well as getting us a nice win streak to kind of build off of and keep the season moving with. As we're able to get another win, Luis Severino, 7 1/3, 6 hits, 5 Ks, only the 1 earned run. So a great game by him. You see Jones had a 2-hit day. Same with Keith Clemens, but other than that, everybody else was kind of cold. And Gleyber Torres, his only hit of the day ended up being his 4th home run and 10 RBIs on the season. As the bullpen came through, closed the door. Chafin, another good hold. Lange, another good save. So it looks like those two boys are at least starting out the year strong. And now we got a series here against Baltimore, who was 4-8 this year, so they're not doing pretty good. We remember last year they actually had a pretty good team. And here in game number 1, critical situation, one of the video, 2 outs, bases juiced, and we're only up by 1. And we're going to have Jordan Hicks into the ballgame. So now they're closing. Alex Lange just taking the day off. Hicks has to try to close this one out. And this is a very high pressure situation to be in. And he actually just got put in too, as that is only his 2nd pitch right there. 1-1 count. Watches the circle change in on the hands. He's down to the final strikeout. Kyle Stowers watches the slider. He gets taken down looking. You cannot just sit there and allow yourself to go sit down without swinging the bat. And unfortunately, that is what he did exactly. We get out of game 1 to increase the winning streak to 4. You see Morris Jones, player of the game, 2 for 2, a double, 2 RBIs. Akil Badu actually ended up leading off today. We put Morris as a pinch hitter for Nick Solak. I don't know why they did that, but he hit pinch hit in the 8th. 2 hits for Keith Clemens and Matt Verlin coming in on off days too as well. So great game there. We were able to go and put across 4 off of only 9 hits. We got to get more runs across. Great start by Casey Mize to fix up his first one. 7 innings, 4 walks, only 2 strikeouts, so we got to get that up. And then Tyler Alexander giving up 2 runs, 1 earned because of the errors. Same thing with Alex Lange. Only 1 of his runs was earned due to an error. We end up losing game 2. Game 3, as you see, Gary Hill goes down with injury. Ends up coming up to another critical situation for us. As bases are juiced, this is basically the opposite reverse situation of what we just had. Jonathan Scope is 2 for 3 with 2 home runs today and 2 outs, and the bases juiced, a chance to go for 3. As Dean Kremer will be the pitcher that he has to face off against. Great chance here to take the lead. We are down 4-5. Gets a great cutter up the middle. Nice to hit. Would have been great for some powers. The throw is going to come into the plate, and it will be just barely in time, getting them out of the plate. We tried to go ahead and take the lead there. Just not enough speed. Now we end up taking the lead a little bit later, though. 6-5 now. And I go ahead and switch things out of player lock mode. We're going to go back into the full game, and I wanted to go ahead and get my bullpen up, get Alex Lange warming up and ready to go. So that way he can come into this ballgame, because I didn't know who was in, and I wanted to make sure my closer gets his saves if he needs them. So Jonathan Scope is back at the plate. No outs. First pitch he sees is a great four-seamer right to the shortstop. Good glove flip. Barehanded throw over to first base. Nice, easy double play to get things started. Then Riley Green trying to keep a 2-out rally going. Gets a great circle change to hit a little bit late, unfortunately. We'll have to line it back up. Gets another four-seamer low. Not enough power, though. The rain probably pushed it down. As we'll have to go to the top of the bottom of the 10th. Alex Lange coming in for his 6th game. 3 for 3 in the save opportunities. And we got to try to win this ball game. We got the tying run at second base and a base hit into the outfield. This is hit a little bit hard, so he's not going to test it and go home, as that throw was up the line anyway. But that makes it increasingly harder. We need a strikeout here. Or do we concede and just throw home on a ground ball? As that is a called strike. He thought he was getting the walk over to first base. You can see him look confused, frustrated. That ball was decently high, but I think just caught enough of the strike zone to be called a strike. Now he ends up getting a walk right after. He looks at him and says, yeah, ball don't lie. And now his bases loaded, still no outs. Raymond Urias hits a base hit up the middle. Jones is going to have to come in. He's going to have to come in firing as the winning run is going to come around to the plate. The throw is not in time. Slides in for the victory. And are you kidding me? We had a chance to win this one. We came back down 5-4 to take the lead 6-5. And Alex Lange blows it without even getting an out in the inning. Gives up a base hit, a walk, and then a 2 RBI base hit right after. He deserves that L. Couldn't even get it out in the 10th when we needed him the most. Maybe I should have let whoever was in stay in. Great job by the team with 13 hits. Able to get 6 around. We just got to do better on our pitching. A 3-hit day there from Crone and a couple others. As Torkelson gets his first home run of this year's regular season. 2 for Scope, of course, getting up to 4. And Jackson Jobe, a really good start. 5 innings, 2 earned runs. Now, I didn't show you guys a scouting update for week 2. We're in week 3 now of the scouting, and I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys how some of the guys are panning out. Obviously, a catcher here. We do have a couple of guys that are still looking okay. As you see, you're 42nd on our board. Maybe somebody that we can get with one of those later round picks. And I'm really looking here. I'm trying to find if anybody has power. I feel like that's one of the most rarest things to find. Somebody that will come in and actually give me a decent range, you know, in the green or blue territory with their power. Now, of course, there's some catchers that are recommended that we still haven't gotten to yet because they're not in the regions that we're scouting. You see they're in the West, here in the International. So still some guys we could potentially look at, but we got to be looking mid to late first round picks, obviously in that 20 to 40 range, because we're not picking high anymore. We had a great season. We're back near the end of the draft. That's probably why our bonus alignment is so low. Here at third base, kind of a similar thing going on. We got a decent amount of percentages for some of these guys. You see Kentucky here, Tennessee, we're doing them central and eastern regions. And look right here, great power there showing up for a little bit of a flash. Harper McGinnis, great contact ratings. Power could be there and start out pretty good for both of those. So I definitely want to make sure I stay on his region. So we're going to go third base in the West and East. We're still looking catchers in the central just to try to get these things completely maxed out. We're going to do this for maybe 1 or 2 more weeks before we go ahead and maybe focus more on individual players or branch out to a little bit more areas. Now here we end up going and letting that game play out. We win 10-0 to tie the series 2-2. But throughout this first early part here, You see 17 hits as a team. A lot of guys with 3 and 2. I don't know how you come out of the game with this with no hits, but Nick Solak and Eric Haas somehow managed to do just that. As Green, Torres, and Baez all hit home runs, Verling 3 RBIs, and a complete game shutout for Tree Scuball, only 6 strikeouts there. And we'll get a little bit of a stat update. 16 hits leading the team with Jonathan Scope and CJ Crone. See Gleyber Torres and him with 15. Home runs, Torres with 5, Scope with 4, 12 RBIs, 9 RBIs, and a couple guys hitting over 300 off the bench. But Keith Clemens batting 341, Jonathan Scope 296, Torres 273. Plenty of time to get those numbers up, but 341 is very impressive, especially when somebody like Baez is hitting, just barely over 200. I think now we can safely say Keith Clemens got his job. Jones, who was at around 180 when this episode started, is now up to 236, so he's on the up and up. He's starting to rise his stuff up. 338 on base, 291 slugging though, so I mean not hitting for much power, but I think his season is about to turn around for the better, and we're about to start seeing him play a little bit better. Pitching staff wise, the starters have looked really good to start the year. You see Tree Scuball is 4-0, Luis Severino's 2-1. He's got 24 strikeouts to start the season, leading the team, and 4 quality starts in all 4 of his starts, with 2 of them being complete games, only giving up 1 earned run in 30 innings. Tree Scuball is looking like a Cy Young candidate. 0.3 ERA, 0.9 whip, a 1.1 WAR already, and we're not even a full month into the season. Only 7 walks. He's looking fantastic. Jackson Jobe is looking good. 284 ERA, 1.21 whip in 19 innings. He's got 3 starts, 2 of them quality. Casey Mize, same thing. Same thing with Luis Severino. And the worst pitcher right now is looking like Matt Manning. But if Matt Manning's our worst pitcher, I'll take it, because that means the pitching staff's doing what they're supposed to, which tells me that the reason why our record is what it is definitely got to be the bullpen and the hitting inconsistencies. Once we get those 2 things figured out, we'll be a-okay, and we'll be able to get this season turned back around. Maybe not have quite as good as the season we did last year, but we can definitely go on a run for sure and get back to where we need to be. Now, as you can see, quick little stats updates behind me though. Looking at some of the minor league players, if you guys want to see what they're up to early in the season. Obviously not going to see any development increases. We'll focus more on that in the next upcoming episodes, but definitely want to check out Kai Bush when we get a chance. I mean, he's somebody that we just traded for, could be a very good player for us, and could be going up to AAA level soon. Want to check in with Leo Franco, see what James Conley is up to. Check out the AAA numbers, see if any of those guys could potentially be long relievers for us if the long relief role still continues to be a problem or an issue. Batting wise, looking to check out these guys and making sure that anybody that needs to move up or move down is getting appropriately done. You see Gage Workman start the season good. Colt Keith is looking good, both batting over 300. Fernando Gonzalez batting 265 down at AA, his first little bit of action. You see Jace Jung is looking pretty good, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, hitting about 265. So he could be an option. He's hurt right now. Tyler Nevins batting 317. He's looking okay. So we got eyes in the minor leagues to see if any moves need to be made. Now, that's a great 4-game winning streak to put us right on the path, and a great series tie there with Baltimore to keep us above 500. But we have a couple more tough games. we have Toronto, we've got Baltimore coming back up, the Mets, the Guardians, who we'll focus on a little bit. So if you guys are ready for more Detroit Tigers action, make sure you guys hit that like button, comment down below, and subscribe if you're brand new to the family. And let me know what moves that you think need to be made here early, or do you like how the team outlook is for the upcoming season? Now, of course, like I said, for the scouting stuff, I'll show a little bit less of it because I'm doing more of the same, unless, of course, something changes. When something changes is when I'll show you guys those scoutings, but I'm trying to do more of the same to get more percentages over a large group of people, because this year we're not drafting at the top. It's not important to have like 100% profile on, at least the top 10 people, because we're probably not going to be picking the best player in the draft. All the way back at 23. Now we need not role players, but guys that can come in, maybe be good bench players, good trade bait, and stuff like that. So hope you guys do enjoy the video, man. It's me, SGG, aka GM Smooth, aka SmooveGotGame, and I'll catch you guys in the next video, man. I love making this content for you guys, so keep showing that love and support. The next episode will be out soon. I'm out.